فرحان كالظبيل للهلولة حط سليحته محيلة نضربوا شوفار الليلة.
Bishut Moreh Verabotai Bishut, our friend Patrick. This week and the next few weeks, we count every day the Omer. The reason why we count the Omer, we count days since the Jews left Egypt. So every day we count 50 days. 7 weeks, 50 days. And after 7 weeks, it's Shavuot. Shavuot is the day that Hashem gave the Torah to the Bnei Israel. And I saw something extraordinary from our big tzaddik, big rabbi Slavodka, the student, one of the students of the Saba Mislavodka, big tzaddik. He said, what it is the reason why we have to count days? From Pesach to Shavuot, we have to count 7 weeks. 7 weeks, that means 50 days. What it is the reason? Why we have to count days? And the normal reason is to show to Hashem how much we love Him, and to show to Hashem that we know that the reason why we left Egypt to receive the Torah. So it's like somebody that he wants to get married, he counts days. Let's say if there is, if he wants to get married in 50 days, so he counts every day to make sure that he's waiting. So this is the reason. We show to Hashem how much we love Him. We love HaKadosh Baruch Hu so much that we count days. It's like we're waiting for tourists. And why 49 days? Because we count 49 days, and after the next day, 50 days, Shavuot. Why 49 days? There is two reasons. Because the Jews, they were impure. They were very low degrees of impurity, 49 degrees. There is 50 degrees of impurity, and there is 50 degrees of purity. So they have to receive the Torah, they must cancel all the 49 degrees of impurity that they had, and each day they reach another level. So after 49 days, they cancel the 49 degrees of impurity, and they reach a high level of purities, so they were ready, clean to receive the Torah. That is the normal reason. Why 49? Why not 50? Because the rabbi said a person who go down to the the level of 59 degrees of impurity, it's finished. He can never repair himself. You can reach 49 days, you can repair yourself. But if you go at the level of 40 or 50 degrees, it's finished. Now, the tzaddikim, they cannot reach the degree of 50 of holiness. Why? If they reach the 50, they must die. So they can only reach 49 degrees of purity, but never 50. So you can, if you reach the level of 50 of impurity is finished, and you cannot arrive to the level of 50 degrees of purity for tzaddik, because otherwise you have to die. Because you can only reach the degree of purity only when you are up there. Here, only 49. And that's why the Parsha of this week is Parashat Haremot. Hashem he talked to Aaron after the death of his 2 children. I was thinking, why the 2 children of Aaron, they died the day of the inauguration of the Mishkan. The Mishkan is the tabernacle. When they inaugurated the Mishkan, Nadab and Abihu, they did something in the Beit HaMikdash, and the fire killed them. A fire came from the Mishkan and it killed them. So all the rabbis ask, why Hashem did that? The day of the inauguration of the Mishkan, that day was the day of happiness, the day that the Jew, Hashem was happy now that now he's going to live with the Jews. And can you imagine? Just imagine the day of that inauguration. The Jews, they were so happy that Hashem was with them, and everything. And that was the month of Nisan. It's incredible. How can you? I mean, just imagine. Few years ago, there was a couple that they got married, and under the chuppah, the father-in-law died. Had a great heart attack, and he died. I mean, it was a catastrophe. I mean, there was no wedding. He died. And last year as well, here in Paris, under the chuppah of a couple, the father died. I mean, it's the worst thing that can happen, that during a simcha, doing something that a good event, somebody die. So especially somebody of a close family. So why Nadav and Abihu, they die the day of the inauguration of the Mishkan? Why Hashem did that? Why? Well, the reason is because Nadav and Abihu, they were big tzaddikim. And even, voila, you catch it. They were big tzaddikim. And that day, they did something that they wanted to achieve, to reach a high degree of 50 degrees of purity. And because they did that, בקורבתם לפני Hashem וימותו. They wanted to sacrifice themselves for Hashem. How they wanted to sacrifice themselves to Hashem? By doing an act that he put them at a level of 50 degrees of purity, so they couldn't live. So the Torah said, a fire came and she ate them. She didn't eat them really, but she took their neshama, their soul, and they died. I mean, it was not a punishment from Hashem. It was their fault. They wanted to do an act that they shouldn't do it. And by doing what they did, it's finished. You know, we say the Pirkei Avot, Al ta'amin be'atzmach ad yom mota. Don't believe in yourself that you are a tzaddik. Even if you are Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you're not allowed to say, I am a tzaddik. Why? Because as long as you live, that means you did not achieve the level of... Because what it is a tzaddik is once you achieve this quality of level 50. So because you are alive, so you did not achieve it. So don't think that you are perfect. The perfection came only when you achieve that. So as long as you live, you are a tzaddik, okay? You are a big tzaddik. You can do nisim, you can do miracles, whatever. But because you are still alive, you did not achieve your destiny. Because usually people die when they achieve their destiny. But as long as you live, you did not achieve your destiny. So, al ta'ami ba'at, don't believe in yourself that you are tzaddik as long as you live. So now, we understand that when the Jews left Egypt, it was very important for Hashem that to receive the Torah, they must, on one hand, they must show that they want the Torah. So how can they show that they want the Torah? So by counting days, we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so. And beside this, they have to repair the 49 degrees of impurity where they were. Because a man without Torah, he can reach that level quick. And because they were in Egypt 400 years with no Torah, so they were in that level. So now they have to repair all those impurity degrees that they were. Then they are clean, so they can receive the Torah. This is the normal, that's what we know. But there is a big tzaddik, the student of the Sava Mislavotka. He said something incredible. I loved it. And he said this. He said, usually, you have a calendar. You want to get married in 20 days. So every time you count, well, I have left 19. Then left 18 days. Then, when the day of the wedding came, well, it's today. So we start by 20 till 1. But here in our case, when we count the Omer, we count from 1 to 49. Why? I mean, usually we start counting from the bottom till the 0. But here, look at when you want to send, a fusée, a satellite, and the NASA, what they said, 1, 2, 3, they said, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, left off, 0. And here we count the Omer, we count from 1, we count, today we are 10, tomorrow we are 11, till, why this account? You understand? Do you know what the Rabbi Eliezer Zev Loft, the student of Slavotka, what he said? He said, we don't count how many days left. We count how many days how much we are far away from Egypt. Because the Torah said, when you leave Egypt, you will arrive to Har Sinai, you will arrive to the mountain of Sinai, you will receive the Torah. That means we count how much are we ready to receive the Torah. That means how much are we far away from Egypt. Because in Egypt, with no Torah, they were like Egyptian. Now we left Egypt. So now we count how much we are away from Egypt. And each day, it's a quality that we repair. I am away from Egypt for 10 qualities. 40 qualities of impurity. So that means we count days, how much I am far away from Egypt. That's why we count 1, 2, 3, 4 till the 49. When we arrive to the 49, that means I am far away from the 49 degrees of the impurity of Egyptian. It's incredible. So now, understand 2 things, or 3 things, or a lot of things. Understand now why Hashem, He wants us to count the Omer, to count days. To connect myself to Hashem, to show to Hashem, I love you. Or what I want is to receive the Torah and I want to clean myself. I declare to Hashem how much I am far away from the ideas of the Egyptian. The more that I cancel the ideas of Egyptian, that the bad qualities that I learned from them, I change myself and I make myself ready to receive the Torah. The last thing is that I want to be somebody close to Hashem. This is the main reason of counting the days of the Omer. Showing to Hashem, not only I love you, but I want to be with you. There is I was very, yesterday, I was shocked yesterday about somebody that he wanted to get married, and the girl, she's good, and he decided not to get married because he wants to be a big lawyer. So he said to his fiancée, "We have to separate, not to talk. Wait for me 2 years." I told him, "How can she wait for you 2 years? What guarantee I have that you will marry her in 2 years? She will wait for you 2 years." He told her, "I have to study. I cannot see you. We cannot talk together because that's disturbing." I did not understand. I told him, "I'm not agree with you," and I said to the girl, "I think it's better to finish with him. It's risky. On one hand, you tell me you love her. On the other hand, you said you have to wait 2 years and not to talk to you 2 years. You are mad. You are crazy." He said, "But he said, but it's otherwise, if I don't do that, I will lose. I will lose my. I will not study well. I will not be what I want." I told him, "What guarantee you have that you will be one day a lawyer? Who said that you are clever enough to be a lawyer? The way how you act now, for me, you will never be a lawyer. I guarantee you. Never. I mean, you can get married and carry on studying. And Baruch Hashem, his father is very rich. So there is no problem of money." So I said, you're not. So at the end, they left and they came back, both of them. He said, "Rabbi, I want to get married. You're right." Yes, I said, "Now, yeah. Now you are talking with Chochmah." I mean, I said, "Look, I am a rabbi. My children, they are all married. They study Torah." It's very important when you say to Hashem, "I love you," you must show a way that you love Him. You cannot say, "I love you," and you do other things. Excuse me, I want to tell you something. When I was in America, somebody came to see me, and he told me he had some problem. I said, "Do you eat kosher?" He said, "I eat kosher at home." I said, "What do you mean you eat kosher at home? If you eat kosher, you have to eat kosher everywhere. At home, the plane, outside. You're not Jewish only in the house. If you're Jewish, when Hashem give us the kashrut, it's our life. It's not here I can eat, there I cannot eat. What's this?" He said, "Rabbi, sometimes I have to travel." I said, "Me, so I travel. I travel 10 times more than you. On the plane, I eat kosher. I take with me sandwich. I take something. Why?" He said, "Well, sometimes I forget. So I don't take with me kosher food." I said, "Do you forget your passport?" He said, "No." So if you don't forget your passport, how can you? So you will not forget the food. And if there is no food, so you don't eat. Eat an apple. I told him, "Look, they have 2 stomachs, a kosher stomach and a tarif stomach. And the same stomach, you put the kosher food and not kosher food. What is contradiction? A life of contradiction. How can you do that? You cannot. This is Hashem, I think that Hashem, He wanted us, why He give us 49 days of time to get ready to receive the Torah, so that every day we have to think and to build ourselves, that we have to make ourselves a new person to receive the Torah. I mean, it's like, there is something that we're thinking this morning. Every day, we talk about not to eat hametz. Not only on Pesach. Every day when we put the tefillin, the tefillin that we have, there is there the Parsha of Pesach. That you have to eat only kosher in Pesach. You're not allowed to eat chametz in Pesach. You are not allowed to eat bread in Pesach. Why you have to repeat this all every day? Only in Pesach I have to read it. Why every day I have to repeat? You should not look at the chametz in Pesach. You should not eat it. Okay, this parasha we will read it only on Pesach. Why every day I have to read this on Pesach? It's a nice question. Why every day every day when I put tefillin, I have to say in the tefillah, there is a Hashem give us an order not to eat chametz. Not to look at the chametz on Pesach. You should not have the chametz in your house. Eat only matzah. But that's on Pesach. Why every day? So I thought chametz is a symbol of gava, pride. I am. When you make the bread, what is the difference between the bread and the matzah? The matzah is thin. The bread is fat. A lot of times you see a big challah. When you look at the big challah, you think it weighs 5 kilos. But when you put it to see how much its weight, it's only 1 kilo. But she looked like a 5 kilo. I mean, ça trompe l'œil. I mean, that means that what makes her big? La levure. The stuff that you put there when you bake bread, la levure. We say this in French, la levure. And when you do the matzah, there is no levure in the matzah. That's why the matzah she's not big. The Torah wants to teach you that from Pesach to Shavuot, if really you want to receive the Torah, be thin, be humble. Don't be a Baal Gava. Be humble, Anav. This is the preparation of Matan Torah. That's why every day we remind you, hey, okay, Chametz Pesach is over, but every day you receive the Torah. Every day you study the Torah. So be humble. Don't be Chametz. Be Matzah. That means there is, between Pesach and Shavuot, we talk about reparation of bad qualities, but all year we remind you, be Matzah, don't be Chametz. Be Matzah, don't be Chametz. A warning, be Matzah, don't be Chametz. Be Matzah, because we say that every day you should consider that you received the Torah today. We did not receive the Torah thousands of years ago. Every day. Every day when you wake up, there is a bracha you say, bracha that you said, I would like just to tell you a beautiful story. I was reading this morning. There was a big president. I don't want to, that he went to Israel, and they prepare for him, a big thing. It was a big event in Israel because that was the first time that this president came, and everybody was, and the newspapers, television, welcome, ba 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 ba. So there was a rabbi who went to see Rav Shach. Rav Yaakov Galinsky, who was a big rabbi, he went to see Rav Shach. And he told and the Rav Shach, when he saw him, he told him, hey, you want to be a president like this president that came to Israel, that everybody's talking about him? So Rav Galinsky, he said, I don't know, I don't understand your question. So the Rav Shach told him, well, you are this man, he is a president, a big president. Everybody talk about him. And of course, you are a rabbi. Do you want to be like him? And he said to him, no, I am what I am. I'm okay what I am. So Rav Shach, he said, how can you talk like that? Who's the best, you or him? I said, well, he said, well, he is the president, I am a rabbi. So he told him, you are more than him, because you are a king, you are a president, a big president, because you study Torah. This president, he will be president for 5-6 years, that's it. At the most, he will be 10 years president. But you remain a king. The Torah make you to be a king. Man Malchei Rabbanan. I don't remember if that was Rav Shach or I don't remember. Anyway, every day we say, Ezehu Gibor, HaKovesh Tzitzor. Every day we say, who's the strongest man? Who's the strongest man? So the Gemara said, the strongest man, the one who has the Tzara in his hand. Because the Tzara is a king. The Tzara is very strong. He gives you bad thoughts. He will not let you. The Mesilat Yesharim said, the Tzara is the biggest friend of the whole life to the man. When the man go to sleep, he sleep with him. When he wake up with him. When he walk with him. When he eat with him. He don't leave him alone. And so how can you get rid of him? Only the Torah. Only through the Torah. There is no another way. And Be'emet, I promise you, this is the reason why the Parsha of this week, the Torah said that Hashem spoke to Aaron after the death of Nadav v'Abihu. After the death of Nadav v'Abihu, Hashem speak to Aaron. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Aaron HaKohen? He just lost his children. He lost his 2 children. And Hashem speak to him. And you know, Hashem cannot speak to somebody if he's not happy. Hashem can only speak with you when you are a happy man. Because a person, that's why we say, if you do it Hashem b'simcha. The Torah said, you have to serve Hashem with joy. That's why when somebody lost his father, who lost his mother, he's not allowed to study Torah. Why? Because the Torah makes you happy. You just lost your father, your mother. You're not allowed to be happy. When I lost my father, I was in Morocco, and I had to travel to Israel for the funeral. I was not allowed to study Torah. Even to put tefillin, you don't need to put tefillin. The day that somebody lost his father, because to put tefillin you have to be connected to Hashem. And now we are not connected to Hashem because the person lost his father or his mother, so he's not conscious. Can you imagine the day that Nadav v'Abihu died? Hashem speak to Aaron. That means that Aaron was a happy man. How can he be happy? He just lost his children. How can he be happy? The Torah said that Hashem speak to Aaron after the death of Nadav and Abihu. How can he be happy? From here I understand how much Aaron was a big tzaddik. When his two children died, not only he was happy, he accepted all what Hashem did. He was happy in a way. My children die because they reach that level of highness, 50 degrees of Kedoshim. How can a father will not be happy to see his children tzaddikim, malachim? It's incredible. Otherwise, Hashem cannot speak to him. He will not speak to him. If you're not happy, he will not speak to you. All prophets, they see things only when they are happy. Even Rabbi Chaim Pinto, my grandfather, Alav Shalom, he was always a happy man. All the tzaddikim are happy. All the tzaddikim, they see things, they must be happy. Otherwise, they cannot be. Otherwise, they cannot. Hashem will not. He will not talk or be with somebody that is not happy. So that way, always you must feel happy. If you serve Hashem with joy. But don't forget, you have to fear Him as well. To fear Hashem. This is a big work. On one hand, I fear Hashem. On the other hand, I am happy. Happy man, smiling. Hashem talked to Aaron after the death. So the question is, why the Torah write after the death of Nadav and Abihu? Why the answer is, the Torah want to teach you, even that day, Aaron, he lost his two children, he was happy. He said, well, it's the will of Hashem. What can I do? He accepted. Vaydom Aaron. Hashem said, well, because you do that, I talk to you. This is the avodah. This is the reason why between Pesach and Shavuot we count 49 days. On one hand, to see how much we are far away from Egypt, from the impurity of Egypt. On the other hand, we count to show Hashem how much we are exciting, we are waiting for Shavuot to receive the Torah. So בעזרת השם, יהיה רצון שהקדוש ברוך הוא give us ברכה והצלחה לבריאות עת השם.
نضوي نزغرتو على ربيع حيم بين